You know, that's some conversation that a lot of single men got to listen to today, on top of the craziness of what they talk about with the modern woman. I want you to hear exactly this crazy conversation. I can't believe that this conversation is even out there. Let's review it.
Oh no, the transphobia in my comment section needs to stop.
A few minutes later.
Yesterday I posted a TikTok responding to this question: what are the red flags you look for in men? And one of them was if he wouldn't date a trans woman. Red flag.
Oh my God. Y'all, look, men out there, this, and I have to relate to this because we are all black. This is a modern American black woman in our community saying this, that you men that love women, you men that want to have children, a little boy, a little girl, you're wrong for not wanting to date a man that transitioned into a woman. And trust me, I have to walk a fine line in some things I'm saying on here, because if I was on my website, I probably would go a different route with this, but there's something wrong with you. And this is the pool of women that's out here. Now, of course, I know not all women of America think like this, but this is crazy.
And my comment section? You get the idea. I can't put them all because there's too many. Let me break this down. Trans women are women.
Oh God. Okay. I just got some questions. I got some straight questions. I've been to science class in high school. You know, I took some science in college. I just got some questions. Okay. Can trans women have a menstrual cycle? Can trans women have children? Do trans women go through perimenopause, postmenopause, menopause? Do they go through that? And I saw another video the other day, y'all, when I was in Kenya, because I just got back from Kenya. Well, one of them said that biological women gatekeeping periods and menstrual cycles, to say that's a woman, is wrong. And you know who I blame for a lot of this conversation? Because it's not the men I'm going to blame. I blame a lot of you modern American women for this conversation. Let's continue.
So if you're heterosexual and you're a man and you said you wouldn't date a trans woman because it's a preference, that's just transphobia, period.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
The majority of the time, our preferences are rooted in something problematic. It could be trauma, racism, transphobia.
Hold on. As a man has trauma because he doesn't want to date someone that has the same chromosomes as him? He has trauma? Like, what the hell are you talking about? What racism have to do with it?
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You're crazy.
That's how men are thinking. Just what Pastor Manning just said. Like, what's wrong with you?
List goes on. If you want to find out what your problematic preferences are, click the link in my bio and watch this video. I am now going to take you all through an example. This person asked why it's transphobic to not want to date a trans woman.
Great question. Let's hear this answer.
Already starting off on the wrong foot by
And that's on the wrong foot by asking a question.
referring to cis women as regular women. Then said something about trans women not being able to carry children. If
They can't.
that's your sole reason for dating someone, keep that same energy for all the women who are infertile.
Oh God. Okay. But women that's quote unquote infertile, they can go get in vitro if they got the money and possibly have children, because they have the plumbing still there. It's kind of like you have a car. It's still a car, but the engine's messed up. Well, if you possibly do something to the engine or even change that engine, the car is going to be going, right? Well, maybe something's wrong with this woman's issue she still got the plumbing, the engine and everything. It just maybe some extra things that some doctors have to do for her to carry babies, if possible. So no, you can't talk about keep the same energy. What the hell are you talking about? See, and this is why a lot of these men are talking about, you know what, I'm going to travel and get my doggone passport. This is why. Y'all, I was in Kenya just come back from Kenya for 2 weeks. That's why I ain't really made no videos on this channel. I've been out the country doing my thing. You know, I put some community tab posts, right? Doing a lot of moves in Kenya. You know what the conversation was when I was in Kenya? Getting a wife. Not trans anything, not feminism, not all of that. Getting a wife. You know how people in general, male and female, were just nice. The women were very submissive. Just how they even spoke to you. I come back to the United States, get back to especially to New York, ask a question of two women, one Latina, one black woman, and both of them just mean. Both of them. And I'm like, what the hell wrong with y'all in America? Why y'all so freaking mean? This is why people, a lot of men who got some money, because yes, these men gonna have a little money, they're gonna have a job, are saying, I'm gonna go somewhere else because I'm sick and tired of these mean women and this crazy fool right here telling a man that it's something wrong with him if he don't want a man that has on, plastic surgery and everything and the same body part he has in his pants. It's wrong for him not to get with a trans woman because he wants to be a biological woman. I feel for you brothers. I feel for you men in general in America trying to go through all this mess because you got to deal with a woman like that. You got to deal with some of these trans women that have all this plastic surgery trying to fool out of you and the fooling with them. Then you have this other issue in America where they all look the same. You can't tell the difference between the modern woman, the trans woman. You can't tell the difference with a 304 and because of the pressure of all those other groups, even the so-called pick-me's are trying to dress and mimic those three women. So they all look the same. So you don't know the difference in look. So-called pick-me's, that's your problem. You feel pressure to keep up with those other groups. So you're trying to adorn yourself like them, thinking that's going to get attention, and that doesn't get attention. I will tell you, when I was in Kenya, I didn't see all that fakery and all that crap, all that makeup that y'all wear here. I didn't see that there. I didn't see that. And it tells me that all the African countries I've been to, it's not normal to put all that foundation. Because one thing I listen, even on my platform, I'm going to tell you, even on my news platform, do you notice most of the women that's on my platform, how they actually look? You notice they look more natural looking? If you look at when Danielle DeVita come on here, you notice how natural looking she's looked? Do you notice how, if you on my news platform, how Sister Demetria, Sister Warren Gale, Vicky, and all the other women that come on my platform, you notice how they have more of a natural look. Yes, I know they wear makeup, but it's still more natural looking. It's not eccentric. Because as a standard here, I won't have that. There's nothing wrong with women looking natural. Even if you wear makeup, it's still more of a way for it to compliment you than it to look like you made up or something, right? And it becomes distracting, especially in the media sense. But fellas, this is the woman that you got to stifle through. Or she'll be a big supporter of trans women. See, all that trans women stuff, and now where trans women are getting involved in y'all conversations and speaking for a lot of you biological women, that's your fault. It's your fault because you didn't put them in their place and tell them, look, y'all are something else. We are this. You can't come over here like that. We don't have the same conversation. But a lot of y'all befriended them and thought that was cool, and now they're taking over your spaces. Now you got trans women winning beauty pageants now over y'all. But it's y'all fault. Because, listen, let me tell you something. Notice the studs. The studs don't try to get in my conversation. The studs don't try to say, yeah, I'm a man too. The studs never say that. Notice the studs say, you know what? Yeah, I like women. Yeah, I may go buy the same cologne as Uncle Phil here. But Yeah, I'm still a woman though. I'm letting you know I'm not really trying to fight too many men. And if you do try to fight a man crown you in your mouth, the first thing you gonna tell the police, I'm a woman. What? Studs make sure to let people know they still women. That's why I respect the stud a lot more in these trans women thing, because the studs know their place. But y'all modern women, y'all created that problem. That's why a lot of men is getting tired of y'all. They're getting tired. And that's why I tell the brothers, just come in. When I went to South Africa, same thing as Kenya this year. There's so many women. You talking about brothers that like black women. There's so many women over there, brothers, that's ready to cooperate, ready to get on your program. Hell, if you want 3-4 wives, you can go have that too. Yeah, what you want. Like I said, my community tab story. I'm sitting up there at the airport with my wife, and the Kenya Airways lady tells me how much some bags cost, and she told me $25. I said, oh, that's it? And I think we had about 9 or 10 bags. But I think maybe 4 of them that was over extra I had to pay for. I said, man, hold on, you accept American Express? I said, because I'm paying for that right now. Because the reason why I said that is because when I flew JetBlue from Houston to New York to catch my flight, I had a couple of bags that was overweight, but I had no choice, and I had to pay $130. So when you tell me $25 over $130, I'm going to go ahead and say, hell yeah, here's my card. Well, to them, now like, oh, shoot. Well, the dudes that helped me, they helped me and my wife, Brother Kellen, Brother Sharif, my mother-in-law, father-in-law, and my little girl. So they saw my whole family, and they were standing right there. And they still said, when they heard her say, hey, you say, you can have a second wife here in Kenya. And say, she could be your second wife. And I turned around, I looked at her, and at the time, she just laughing and giddy and everything. And I'm like, and listen, good way in America, there would not been a response from one of these women, right? Of course, they're not, you know what I'm saying? They'd have been like, who are you be trying to put me with somebody? You know how they're here? So I turned around at the time, and I said, my wife right there. I'm good. My wife right there. I said, no, but you're going to have a second one here. Like, listen, they trying to give you more than one wife. And they all laughing about it and thinking it's a great thing, right? But over here in America, they're telling you that you're transphobic if you don't want trans women. Someone who has the same chromosomes and genitalia as you. When people talk about the passport bro movement, I'm not a big proponent of the passport bro thing with the Latin American thing. And the reason why is because you can be victimized in Latin America because a lot of you don't speak the language. Some of you do, but a lot of you don't. I'm a firm believer of, hey, why everybody passing up the African continent? I mean, them same looking women that you got over there that you're looking for, you can go to Ethiopian Eritrea and get that look if that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no reason to pass up African countries. And you're not going to get drugged like a lot of you have been getting drugged and dying in Colombia. A lot of people people talking about it, but you're not really talking about it. You don't speak the language. Latin America is pretty rough. But you don't have to deal with that conversation, folks. Listen, America is bizarro land. It is. That's why a lot of these men saying they're getting their passports, not because they have a hatred for women and all of that. No, it's just too much come along with this modern American woman. That conversation right there, and I know it's not all. And I'm not saying all. But I'm saying, unfortunately, it's too many. And that's why a lot of men talking about they getting their passports. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this interesting female here. Telling you that if you don't want to be with a man that's with the same genitalia as you in the dress, something's wrong with you.